Welcome to Climbing Together, the Small Business Experience. I'm Beth Houtrow, the founder of Climb the Small Business Book Club, and our episode today is brought to us by the Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center of the San Francisco Bay Area. Every episode, I talk to a small business owner about a mistake that they've made and what they learned from the experience. Mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible, so let's embrace the mistake. And today we're so excited to welcome Susana Dominguez to the podcast. Susie, tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Hi, Beth. Oh, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you so much. My name is Susana Dominguez, and I have a blow dry bar in Union Square in San Francisco. We mainly focus on blowouts, which we specialize in blowouts, makeup, and we do massage and a spa also.
Oh, wow. And how long have you been there?
In the new location, we moved there 9 months ago, but I was on Market Street for 10 years. And
Okay, all right.
slowly after a decade of being open, I moved in. I expanded my services to Union Square. So now we have the first speakeasy blowout bar in San Francisco.
Wow, that's so fun. That's amazing. Very cool. All right. Well, we are here to talk about mistakes in entrepreneurship. And you have been an entrepreneur for quite a while now. So I'm sure you've got many that have come up. But talk to me about some maybe that happened in the beginning.
In the very beginning, I can't. There's so many that I came across. You know, being a business owner, you really don't know what you're going to get into. It's almost like gambling. So in the very beginning, I learned that I had to get a strong legal team behind me. I needed to get, I really didn't know what I was doing. There's a lot of legal laws out there for employees and for employers, tax preparers, bookkeeping. So the first thing I had to do was immediately trademark my name. A lot of people don't do that. And that's to me, what happened was my name, Blowology, got really popular. And so someone copied my name in LA. And because I trademarked right after that. So she grandfathered into my name. So legally, she could only have one unit called Blowology. But after that, she can't have no more. So I quickly learned that I had needed a trademark. So I trademarked my name and how to trademark your name. So I had to go through Legal Shield. Legal Shield is very good for trademarking. It's good for if you have questions, you call them. Also for employees to know what rights you have as an employer. Every city and every state, it's different.
Yeah.
So just being up to date with the laws, very important.
Especially in San Francisco. San Francisco has really strict laws. Yeah, that are always changing for sure. Well, yeah, that's a really interesting point that that protection of your name is so important, and that many of us don't think of that at the beginning, right? You're just trying to make things work.
Exactly.
Well, and at least the consequences were small, right? That with your name.
Exactly. You picked it up, but now we're franchising. So,
okay.
If, I'm glad that I got that, fixed early in the beginning and then there's a lot of legal, someone likes your name and they take your name from you, then you have to come up with another name. And some names to us are meaningful. We put a lot of thought into that. So
yeah.
To me, it was. So that's what I had to learn really quickly was to trademark my name.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about trademarks is usually they're first use, not first to file. So they can't steal it from you, but they can get advantage of. If you used it first, you should have the first rights to it. But they can, like you said, that woman had some rights to it afterwards because she had used it before you trademarked. All right. Well, that is very useful. And yes, I think so many people don't realize the extent of the necessity for legal support when you start a business. Yeah, there's so much there. All right. So talk to me about just what advice would you give small business owners as they're getting started and they're kind of moving one foot in front of the other? What's the most important thing for them to consider?
They need to consider having patience.
Okay.
Any business, no matter what you are in, it's going to take from 1 to 5 years. So
Mm-hmm.
having the patience to grow, going through growing pains with your company. I immediately need to I had to put everything into place. So tax preparer, I had to get a good tax preparer, a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And the bookkeeper, what she does is she starts to right away from the very beginning, get your finances in order, because you're not going to your whatever your business makes, you have to put right back in.
Yeah.
So it's not profit just yet. And that's how you grow. You whatever your business makes, you have to put right back in. And that's how I little by little, you start growing in that way. And you right away from the beginning, separate you from the business. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
child, you grow it, you go through the first stages, and then you have to learn how to separate. So taking your business expenses from personal expenses,
Mm-hmm.
knowing organizing, just being financially organized is a huge thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's all that is so important. I think for me, that patience, which you hit on at the beginning, so many, like you talked about, right? You're going to start franchising 10 years in. I have so many clients who are like, well, I'm going to start franchising in about 6 months. I
Ugh.
was like, no, no, you're not.
And before you franchise, please do your homework,
Yeah.
because franchises, they cannot guarantee that they're going to franchise you out. So
Mm-hmm.
read your contracts, and this is where LegalZoom comes in, because they can read over your contracts, read
Mm-hmm.
over those fine prints that you
Yep.
can, it's so easy to overlook. And
Yep.
there's so many franchise companies out there, and they're expensive. So 50,000, 60,000, 20,000, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I've had
Yeah.
that.
Make sure, yeah, especially at that level that you're getting your legal support, your financial support, checking all those boxes and not kind of willy-nilly going after things like that. Amazing. All right. So this podcast is brought to us by Climb the Small Business Book Club and the Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center. So for Climb, our big tenets are learning and community. So talk to me about how you learn. What business book has kind of meant something to you as you've been growing as an entrepreneur?
So I like to read. I'm constantly always looking at what books are out there to grow. Movies. I even take notepads. Uh, I write notes. But one book that really stood out to me was, I wrote this down. So two actually. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Of course, he's awesome. And then the other one was Smart Women Finish Rich by David Batch. Those two really stuck out to me, especially the last one, Smart Women Finish Rich. It starts from the very beginning. It goes through history even. It's, women are not recognized enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so putting your finances in order, a lot of women, organizing mentally your finances with your business. So instead of picking up a handbook, or I'm sorry, a bag, a Louis Vuitton, I had to pick up, products from my shop.
Mm-hmm.
Just learning where to invest your money, learning the difference between money markets, learning the difference between savings accounts, how much interest you're gonna, the little money that your company's bringing in, how can you make that grow?
Mm-hmm.
Different accounts, learning different interest rates. How to go. It's cute because it tells you, it breaks it down to you. Like women drink Starbucks once a day. How much a cup costs, how much you can save daily, weekly, monthly,
Mm-hmm.
especially the first couple years of your business. So you have to really think where to invest your money and put it right back to your business and watch it grow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Okay. So community, Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center is a great place for entrepreneur community. So talk to me about what your experience has been with them and what courses have you taken, who have you met, all those things.
Oh my gosh. So I'm not going to try to get emotional, but Gabriela Sab from the Renaissance Center. She has been awesome. I've been working with her for almost 3 years,
Wow.
and during the pandemic, and I just kept getting rejected by loans, PPP loans, the EDLE loans. I would just, I was trying to do it by myself, and I wasn't answering the correct questions for the
Mm-hmm.
applicants. But thankfully, I ran into Gabriela, and she just never gave up. She sent me from one training to another training. It didn't matter the hours, the days. It could have been midnight, and she reached out to me. She was always meeting the deadlines of the applications. Renaissance centers have been a huge, huge help. And I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but when she approved my loan for $367,000, I nearly cried. And
She got that approved for you? That's
he got it
amazing.
approved for me. And with that, I was able to expand to Union Square. I was able to go from one chair to 3 to 6 chairs to 2 rooms. I was able to franchise out now. I was able to do these things that I've always wanted to do.
That's amazing. I can see why you felt a little choked
Yeah,
up because that's a huge thing.
it
Yes.
was.
Well, I'll be sure to tell Gabriella to look out for this podcast so she can hear how grateful you are. But
Oh,
that's wonderful. Wow, Susie, that was our podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today.
okay, thank you, Beth, for having me. It was a pleasure.
This podcast is brought to you by Climb the Small Business Book Club, where entrepreneurs go to learn, discuss, apply, and grow. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe at Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or follow us on Instagram at Climb Book Club. And always remember, mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible. So let's embrace the mistake.